we gonna hit you with them stone cold facts and allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the Masters of the Nerdiverse. We are here. Welcome back, Nerdians, Masters of thy Nerdiverse. We are back as MOTN Live is in full force go. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G, and tonight we're coming to bring that Rocky Horror heat, as it were. Before we go into any of the beginnings, let's just do a round of hellos. So the first hello, we're going in opposite alphabetical order. You may know her from the south quadrant of the Nerdiverse. You may know her from Gilson's and the Piggly Wiggly buying produce for the children of the earth. She is the master of the Nerdiverse known as Tudioda. How are you doing today?
I'm good. All of that is inaccurate, but I'm okay.
It's all very accurate.
Absolutely, super fact check that because not true,
I've seen it.
not real.
I've seen it at the Piggly Wiggly
Yeah.
buying like
You just want to say Piggly Wiggly. That's all.
just a little bit.
God, you've never once seen me in one. Ever.
No, there was that one good time, and dare I even mention his name, or he will be invoked, like Voldemort, or Dennis Miller. This man has been seen inside of a Costco. This man has been seen inside of a Radio Shack to buy produce. There's something about produce in these two. I don't know. They always buying vegetables. He is a lover of cheese. So bitches, please. He's called Wash.
That's true.
He's called Wash. What's going on?
What up? What up? And I just want to say, I want to be Monday Night Football era Dennis Miller because, contrary to popular opinion, that was my favorite version of Dennis Miller, who I'm assuming he's still alive.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him in years.
Didn't he get canceled or something, bro? Didn't he get canceled?
That dude was funny, man. He was funny.
That's hilarious.
He was my favorite comedian as a child. And that's weird because I was a baby.
Sports Dennis Miller.
Sports Dennis Miller, yes, please. So, yes, welcome. It's Friday. I'm here. So, yes, thank you for that. And contrary to everything else you said, I don't remember. So, yeah.
You do like cheese, though.
See, too.
I love some cheese, man. Love some. Oh,
dude loves him some cheese.
That's how I was going to start. The Piggly Wiggly. I do have a Piggly Wiggly story, which is why I'm not a big Piggly Wiggly fan. Yes. So one of those trips when you're young and still impressionable, I remember going to a Piggly Wiggly with my grandmother to pick up, meat for dinner. And we walk in this Piggly Wiggly, not produce, and there is nothing but blood completely on the floor. All over. It looks like someone had got murdered and you're literally just stepping in like blood. And I was like, I don't like this store. And as an adult, I have tried to stay away from Piggly Wiggly.
Well, that's why
I'm not trying to shade.
That's why they call it the Piggly Wiggly, because there's some wiggly pigglies in there, dog.
Dude, it was so gross. I mean, whoever was in charge.
Sounds like a nightmare.
It's not like something out of Silent. You stepped into Silent Hill is what pretty much happened, Doug.
And it's like I was like 8, 9 years old, just going to the store, and it's like, oh, I have not been to this store before. What is this? So yeah. Anyway,
it's hell. That's you literally walked into a portal. You were literally like in a doom stage, Doug. I'm sure.
We'll never forget it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't hear like heavy metal or something going on in the background. I mean, that's dope.
It's funny because the Piggly Wigglies are in the Bible Belt, usually found like just directly in the center of God's country.
Oh, there's got to be There's got to be a Silent Hill in the middle of the Bible Belt, right? At least one of them towns.
Oh God, yes.
Has to be. I'm
pretty sure Silent Hill is in the middle of the Bible Belt.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm pretty sure.
God was like, I don't like none of all this. This whole line is cursed. This is
Well,
her.
isn't Silent Hill like the opposite? Isn't it like religion gone awry? Silent Hill, like
Yeah,
aren't
that's
they
why
like
God don't
super
like it.
staunch cult?
Yeah,
Yeah,
God don't like.
And I
but
just
they were using God for their cult
But it wasn't
shit.
God in heaven. It was some weird Cthulhu beast they were trying to get born. It wasn't like God.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
it was Sekhmet or something.
wasn't God.
It was a God.
and shout out, head to the archives to check out the MOTN Lower Silent Hill video, because now that you
There you
mention
go.
it, that was an awesome conversation that you bring it up. That was a
One
good time.
one
Yes,
of
it
our
was one of my favorites.
one of our first tri lores, because there used to be dual
It's a good one.
lores, but that was our first tri lore. You know, um, what was the
Hi, Ed, if you're still here.
Ed? Shout outs to New Zealand.
Just sing his
Ed.
name, dude.
I'm sorry.
Oh
I
my
have a
god.
thing about singing names. You're lucky Joe
You
isn't here.
do. You do have a name singing thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
He'll be
there's
here soon, I'm sure.
people
And then
feel
you'll get to do the thing. Yeah.
Don't you feel special when your name is sung? You know what I'm saying? I feel special.
No.
Like, cause you guys don't have songs named after you. I don't think I have it. There's got to be at least one
Well,
Michael
you guys
song.
don't have weird ass names, so there's that. You guys
True.
have regular ass human names.
Your name is kind of
Adam and
And
Eve.
like if we were playing Scrabble, Inez would get you like 38,000 points. Dog. Like just kidding.
oh my God, I'm so glad that you said that, because
That's like combo breaker.
one of the things
Wow.
I wanted to talk about this week is, so I was talking to a friend, and the friend plays Scrabble with some of their friends, and I'm like, it's been a long time since I played some Scrabble, so I'd like fired up the old iOS app machine and found myself like Scrabble with friends. I've played so many games of Scrabble this week. That's a really kind of underrated game a little bit. There's some
It's so
strategy to
fun.
that,
Hey,
and it's a tad bit addictive. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of quick and poppy. So anyway, my two
before I,
cents.
Me and my
before
daughter play all the time. We love Scrabble.
dude, before I serious this out, I was addicted to dominoes. Have you ever played like cell phone
I don't know
dominoes
how to play
against people?
dominoes.
Oh my god, I was playing that
No,
like
but
for
I love
hours.
dominoes.
It's so good. You play against other live people, and it's like first to 20 or something like that. It's so addictive. Oh man, I had to
Okay, I have a domino story, okay, guys? So
go.
when I was in jail, we ended up not having dominoes. We ended up using, little hotel soaps. You know
Yeah,
how they so in jail you get those for free, and you can grab handfuls of them. So we ended up making dominoes out of hand soap. So we had like 25 hand soaps, and we just put dots in them with pencils. True story. I shit you not. Our dominoes were hand soaps. That's how I learned how to play dominoes. And I am a domino master.
you guys are on Gilligan's
Jail.
Island or some shit, huh? Is
I
that what
was like,
jail is? Is
It
it
was it
just
was during pandemic, so there was a shortage of a lot of shit, and contraband was absolutely not tolerated. So like anything fun was contraband at the time. Anything fun, even if it wasn't actual contraband.
laughing
it
time is
sounds
over?
very Shawshank Redemption, if I
Yeah,
Kind
pronounce
of,
so
that
yeah.
correct. You know what I mean?
Minus the shanks. Yeah.
was Shaw
What is
okay?
the
So
Shanks?
was Shaw ever shanked? Was Shaw ever shanked?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he got his ass
Yeah.
kicked
Shaw
once.
got
Yeah.
shanked, and then he was redeemed,
Yeah.
right? Okay, just
Yeah.
making sure. What's going?
Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
he almost died, didn't he? He
Yeah,
like that. They
Bradley's
literally
here.
checked.
what's
Yay.
going on, B
Yeah.
man? What's
Yeah, he
going on,
did.
brother? Hey,
So
brother.
a long time since I watched that movie.
All right, let's get this out the way. I just want to get out the way so we can get back to our lunacy. You may be asking yourself, how did I get here? This is not my
Hmm.
beautiful house. No, all seriousness aside, if you may ask yourself, what happened to MOTN for a few weeks, right? There was no MOTN live. There was no episode on Wednesday. Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. So I just wanted to give just a brief update on what's going on with the channel and I guess selfishly what's going on with me. So Friday, the reason there wasn't an episode is because I had to witness the last day of my mother. My mother had passed on Friday, this last Friday. So I've been kind of going through the kind of pregame of grief, not even true grief, kind of like, the oil in bread at the Italian restaurant they give you before you actually eat your food. That's the grief I'm going through now. And not to serious this out or lay this on the channel. I just wanted to just thank everyone on the Instagram that's been sending love and positive vibes to the channel. And just want to shout out my mom, who honestly is a big reason why I am the nerd I am today. Just really quickly, the very first nerd image I ever saw, I was maybe like 2, 3 years old, and my mom oil painted me the 1989 Batman. Yes, Bradley, I haven't. I'm sorry, Bradley. This is how you're hearing it. I've just been kind of. It's been kind of close to the chest. I'm sorry, Bradley. We'll talk later, bro. Um, yeah, and that kind of started my nerd journey. So, just a heads up, there's not gonna be any content this Wednesday, maybe even next Friday. I just need to process some things, and we'll get back stronger than ever, right on track. But just wanted to say that now, just get out the way. And just want to thank everybody, especially thank you Toots, thank you Brian, for they're aware and they've been talking with me, and I've been answering some emails, ignoring some, so I apologize to the both of you. It's just something you never think you have to deal with until you deal with it. You know what I mean? And I'm just overly grateful for those who are in my life, and those who are here for me. So that's it. Any thoughts between you two before we move on to the sunnier side of life here?
Been there. Wish you the best.
Been there. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not alone. I mean, we're all still very much grieving. We've all now are part of the same club in one way or another. And like I said, you're not alone, and you won't go through this alone, like at all. And
Yeah.
same goes for you, Brian. It's not easy. This is the hardest thing a child will ever have to go through outside of losing their own children. It's the two hardest things on the planet is losing your parents and losing a child. And unfortunately, most of the world has to endure that type of pain and grief. And I assure you, you're going to come out the fire fine. You're
Through
going
the
to be a brand new
fire.
diamond. You're going to be a whole different person. And I've missed the cast, the last few weeks or days that we've been just respecting time and boundaries and just been silent. I've missed being able to do content. I've missed being able to talk to you guys. It's nice that we're here and you take all the time you need in the world. The cast isn't going anywhere. Me and Brian aren't going anywhere. Yeah, you just take all the time you need.
Thank you. It's funny, you're saying those sweet words, and I'm such a goofball. I was just thinking of like one-liners. It just doesn't make sense how the brain works.
Anyway, also, I want to say Brian and Bradley, if you guys are still here. Well, Brian's still here. I see him. Um, so this week,
Brian's
me
still
and Mike
here.
were taking care of business and stuff, and I was just kind of just sort of taking care of him, just making sure things are okay, getting the house set up and stuff like that. This guy, in return, made me watch Lord of the Illusions,
Let's
and I
talk
got to
about
tell
it.
you,
Let's talk about it, Lord
I
of
was very
Illusions.
upset. I was
Let's talk
very
about.
upset.
Let's
It's the
talk.
stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life,
I saw
and I
on
was
Toots.
only like, I think he used me a little bit. I think he was using my wanting to be there for him to his advantage, and made me watch the shittiest movies all week. Lord of the Illusions was one. What was the other
First,
one? Trolls? Trolls something?
yo, Brian, we watched Troll 2, the worst movie ever made. We watched Lord of Illusions, the greatest movie ever made. And we
Please.
were, and she didn't get through Wishmaster. I tried to get her to watch Wishmaster. She
No.
wouldn't do it.
God.
Wishmaster is
Why?
goated.
I think he used me to torture me.
It wasn't torture. It was education. I needed you to know me better, okay? And you learned a lot about Mike G through, thank you, Bradley. We're going to talk later, bro. But yeah, I sort of made Toots. You know what? It was it was the implication. You know what I mean? You have to be here for me, and we could watch Lord of Illusions, together in
First of all, I've
Wishmaster.
known you for 30 years, so.
But just a little bit more. Be a little bit better now. Like 13% better.
I've not seen Lords of Illusion since I was a child,
It's so
and
good.
it was a.
It's so good.
It was. I haven't seen it since I was a child, so I'm just going to leave that there. Trolls 2, you should skip. But actually, Wishmaster is actually not a bad horror movie. Like
Wishmaster is goated.
that really sets like a premise for the, I don't know, what are they called? Like
The
you
Jinn.
put Leprechaun, that's like Jinn, like no, like that genre of horror.
Yeah,
film.
it's not
You know
a
what I
monster
mean?
movie.
It's
I don't know what it is.
They use like the live action puppets, like you. It's a different style movie, but it
Bad
ain't
movie?
bad.
Like bad movie?
No,
No, they're not bad.
no,
It was like a 90s thing. It's a real
it's not
90s
like a.
thing.
It's a 90s
It,
thing.
yes, and I want to say like a B level movie, but it's not
It's like a
necessarily a
creature
B level
feature.
movie.
It's not a monster movie. It's like a creature feature. No, no, no. But I know
Stories based off Met folklore, I guess.
yeah, like
Horrors based off folklore, if that's a thing.
see, Mike probably will
So
never watch his favorite movies with me ever. See, Toots, don't feel bad because everything that I torture you with, I've tortured Bradley with. But
Yeah, and I bet he was talking shit the whole time, just like
yeah,
I
that was
was.
that's his approach, and that's your approach is to make me overly feel bad.
Uh,
But what you guys don't understand is what both of you don't seem to understand is that I love these movies to death, and I will fight them religiously. You still haven't watched My Demon Lover yet, which is going to be goated. Can't wait for that.
which one's the one? Okay, Lord of Illusions
Yeah.
had okay, it was Lord of Illusions for like the first 10 minutes, and then it was titties for like the next hour and a half, and then it
Okay.
was the Lord of Illusions comes back for like the last 20 minutes of the movie. It's like, okay, what is this? What is going on?
You explain to
Titties,
me.
Mike.
You explain to me what's wrong with any of what you just said. Where's the issue? You point out to me the problem, and I will gladly fall on
Oh.
the sword. Okay, expound.
Well,
Well,
when you when you
well.
okay, when you put it that way, all right, fine. I get that. I think. Okay, I think. I'm not saying yes. I'm not agreeing with you. But why is it called Lord of Illusions? Dude dies.
Yeah,
Dude doesn't come back for a
yeah,
whole ass hour and a half.
yeah.
Mike.
But there's another Lord of Illusion in the place of the Lord of Illusion. So you never
Yeah,
lose
and
any
he
Lord of
also
Illusion.
dies but doesn't
Yeah,
die. Yes,
yeah.
he also dies but doesn't.
You know
Okay.
why? Because it was an illusion.
Oh,
Lord of Illusions, baby.
I get it. I get it now.
oh
Right.
man.
MOTN reviews Lord of Illusions coming up
Anyway,
soon. Mike and Toots.
so that was
Uh,
my week, guys, and I
I
probably
bet,
had the worst week ever.
please review those. Please
Yes,
review those.
they're
That'll
coming.
be great.
They're
Please
coming.
review those. I will watch that. That's amazing.
You know what's sad? Is one day in the future, Toots is going to be out somewhere. I'm not going to be around. And some rando's going to say, man, I love Lord of Illusions. And Toots is going to know exactly what
Yeah.
they're talking about and sigh a little bit to herself. You know what I mean? Crap, why do I know what that is? Mike.
Just point to the guy and be like, Mike.
You're gonna see me in the clouds like Mufasa. I'm gonna be like, yeah. In the antelope eat the grass. You'll be just like that.
Yeah, Bradley still needs to watch Demon Perv movie. Yeah, and that was another thing that I was actually grateful and blessed for is that I wasn't exposed to that. I was exposed to worse probably, but at least I wasn't watching Demon Perv
Hey, there's only
just
so
to
many
appease you.
there's only so many hours in the day. You know what I'm saying? So we had things to do. You know, there's a lot going on. But we will
For
make
sure.
time for My Demon Lover. That's the name of the movie. It's not called Demon Perv. There's probably a whole
I'm
nother
sure
movie
it's Demon Perv.
on a different website that's called that. But the 1987 classic, My Demon Lover, good movie. Teaches you about yourself. It's that kind of movie. I watched the Devil May Cry cartoon animated series on
Please.
Netflix. Is anybody interested to hear what I have to say
Yes.
about the Devil May
Yes.
Cry? Because I have a lot to say about it. So I'm mourning, and I'm listening to "Who Can Say Where the Road Goes."
Stop it.
Only time, like shit like that, and I'm like, "Ooh, Devil May Cry." They made an animated series. Ooh, it's on now. And then I did ooh again. I went ooh, and I pressed play. And this thing, okay, just so we could get a temperature check. Who here has played Devil May Cry on any level? How do you feel about Devil May Cry? Anybody can go.
I am not a Devil May Cry fan, even though I have played a couple of the games.
Toots.
I'm a huge Devil May Cry fan. It was one of the very first games I ever played on the PS1.
So
Like
you know about
ever.
so you know about Dante, Virgil, the red orbs and shit like that. Sheerbob,
Yeah.
the giant, the
If
lava
I kill
spitting.
you, I get health orbs. Yes.
Yeah, good times. Okay. So First of all, Bradley, Devil May Cry is not mid. You just need to get good. That's first of all.
Bradley, you are correct, sir. But
Yeah.
go on.
Smoking Six style is what I'm talking about. So, okay, raise your hand. You got it. I saw on Brian.
Real quick, did the same people who made Castlevania make that, or
It was
no? Different? Okay, all
it's the
right.
people who made the Boondocks, I think,
Oh,
like an anime studio.
okay.
You know, because Boondocks secretly had anime sprinkled into it. You know what I mean?
They
Mhm.
did. What is it? The same type of animation style then?
Kind of no. It's like a mix of. You know what they do now? It's a mix of.
It looks like Castlevania. That's how
It looks
come I
yeah. It
asked. You
looks
know
just
what
like
I mean?
Castlevania.
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, oh my God, I have so much to say about this. So, you know when you know when you get a director who takes a source material, but they know nothing about the source material, so they kind of write from their own experience to fill in the bloat, the dead body of the source material. Kind of like you know how people used to treat superhero movies back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything about Steel, but we have Shaq, we have the name Steel. So we're just gonna make something up to feel in that dead body so that we can wear the steel skin, but tell our own story and not really give a shit about any of the lore or anything that has to do with the series. Devil May Cry is like that, where it kind of feels like the director wanted something to say, but needed the pelt of Devil May Cry to get it greenlit. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, and you know, it's a good indicator of when a show is doing this is when you have your main character Dante, which you just can't get rid of. Devil May Cry is Dante, right? But you know, there's always a new character that is not in any of the video games. So think of it like it's Dante, Virgil, and Doug, right? And no one and Doug is a brand new character that we made for the series. And Doug is the Manchurian candidate of the machinations of the director. So this director decided that our Devil May Cry shows could be about 9/11.
Oh,
So we're going to make this entire series an allegory for 9/11. Now you may ask yourself,
that's insane.
what does Devil May Cry and 9/11 have to do with each other? And the answer is
Not a goddamn
absolutely
thing.
nothing. But that's what he wanted to talk about, right? So the entire series. Oh, okay. Stop all things. Stop all things. Brad Tudio and Brian Wash are burn list. What you talking about, Bradley? We'll come back. We'll circle back. I thought you said burn notice because we were going to stop all things for burn notice. But
Please don't.
well, if we have to appease.
No,
the
he is
chat.
talking about Burn Notice. I think
We
he is talking about Burn Notice.
We have to appease the chat. But all this is said, I don't want to get on a big giant rant. I just hate it when showrunners like almost like, did you watch the Halo show by any chance? That had nothing to do with Halo.
Hell no.
Yes,
It was
I did, and I
bad.
gave it an honest to God shot. And I
Oh God, it was so bad.
honestly, I forced myself. It was one of those shows, much like I'm sure most of you are doing with Daredevil, but won't really admit it.
Daredevil
You're
rules. You
sitting
shut
there,
your
you're
mouth.
watching it, going, I have to like this. It's okay, and
I
it
have to
ends,
like
and you're like, man, it's really not that good, but I have to like it. It's not that bad, and you're justifying ways and reasons to like it. But by the time season 2 hit, actually, I got to the finale, and I just couldn't. I just couldn't.
You're like
get
Homer Simpson with
through
that
it.
pig.
I was like, God.
Yeah, it's airborne. It's still good. It's still good.
It's still good. It's still good.
It's gone. Now I'm the most guilty of being the. It was good, wasn't it, guys? Mike,
Yep.
that was ass, but it was good,
Yeah.
right? No, it wasn't, bro. Total like denial. But that's a whole other thing with Daredevil. I'm sure we'll talk about Daredevil. But
Oh
all
yeah,
that
I
to-
can't wait to talk about Daredevil.
yeah, all that to say, I hate when directors do that. Just read the source material. You don't necessarily have to do a 1-for-1 to a story arc or to a video game because people don't want a 1-to-1, but we want a story written in earnest of the characters, of their how they
Right.
act, of the world they've built, of relationships that have been built. And this series doesn't care about any of that. They're just going to talk about their 9/11s. And you know how in Devil May Cry the demons are all just snarly El Super Beastos that you have to fight? No, we go to a whole nother land where where all the demons aren't bad. They're nice demons that live over there too. But
Get out of town.
big bad America wants to go and kill those demons just because some bad demons came to us.
You lost me.
I'm telling you what it's about. I'm telling you what it's
That's
about.
fucking retarded.
Sound terrible, but I do have a question that, for someone who's maybe not going there for the story. How is the action?
Okay.
Is it good? Okay. Is it fast? Is it, Devil May Cry?
Hey, Brian. Remember, and I'm stealing this from another channel, Castle Super Beast. They're my heroes and my inspiration. Remember when Goku turned Super Saiyan?
Like the slander.
See, Bradley's on board with Burn Nerdist. He's on board.
He said he doesn't like the slander.
I love it. Bradley's on board with Burn Nerdist. I digress. We're gonna talk about that, Bradley.
That's
please.
Funny. Okay.
No, in heaven and earth, we're talking about that. But remember when Goku first turned Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball Z? Legendary moment. Frieza blows up Krillin. The sky is green, accentuate the yellow. Goku is charging up, crying. It's this giant emotional moment. And when he finally turns Super Saiyan for the first time, your little 13-year-old brain just explodes, right? Best moment ever. And in Devil May Cry, a big deal is going Devil Trigger, right? Is getting your Devil Trigger, right? Turning into your super mode, right? And it's always a very big moment, He gets I think he gets Sparta through his chest, pulls it out, becomes a Devil Trigger. Big moment. Here, it happens in broad daylight, almost like a Windows 98 background, and it's the most anticlimactic thing in the world. And he still gets his ass kicked in Devil Trigger. So it takes all the smoke out of that mode. He still loses the fight. Right. I'm sorry to tell you, there are some fleeting moments of good in this series.
What are we talking? 8, 11, 16 episodes?
It's like 10, I think. 8.
I mean, for 10, dude, that's a long time for some fleeting moments.
But like you said, but the cool thing about it is it took a night for me to clear through them because they're like 20, 30 minutes each. They're done on the cheap. The ending is so bad, bro. The ending is to American Aid. It's literally 9/11, and it's us evading Iraq. It's literally, we find a portal to hell, and we invade the good parts of hell and start blowing up their towns. Played to American Idiot by Green Day. Fucking, I'm spoiling it. I don't care. It's so stupid. So
oh my God, that is so dumb.
The Americans rolling with their trucks and their tanks and their bombs and their bombs. And they're zombie. And they go into hell and just start killing innocent demons or whatever they're called to American Idiot. And that's when we evade Iraq because of the 9/11 bombing. And we're American. We're going to get our lick back. And it's the most anti-Devil May Cry thing. It's like Dante's in the back trying to wave his hand. Hi, guys, I want to do cool stuff. You shut up. You sit down back there. Me and Doug are going to go conquer Iraq. Oh, I'm sorry, hell. Because
fucking Doug.
Doug. It's Dante, Virgil, and Doug.
I'll tell you this. Okay, I'm happy that there isn't an impossibly strong 102-pound broad that they chose to be that character. I mean, that's a bright side, right?
No,
there isn't this ridiculously tiny hot chick who's like super strong and beats the shit out of every white man she sees.
No.
I mean, they could have done that.
They did. Her name is Lady. Remember Lady from Devil May Cry? Remember Lady?
Oh yeah.
She was
no shit.
They turned Lady into that thing. They turned Lady.
She was in the game for like 5 seconds though. So, but yeah, okay.
Lady is the super strong. I don't take shit from nobody. I'm cussing every 5 seconds. She was kind of like the Gestapo, going around killing innocent demons because demons get me bad in the past. So I hate demons. I can't stand demons. I just can't stand demons. That's
the demons grape her or something, so she has emotional trauma, and is it one of those? Like,
no, the demons killed her.
She has to get revenge for a past relationship with a demon that beat her. You know what I mean? Like,
no, the demons killed her parents, and Doug was her friend in
She's
the
Batman?
orphanage. She's Batman, and Doug is the Joker. Doug is the Joker, and Doug is like,
Alright.
but what if devils actually? But what if devils may cry? Shut up, Doug. You're not part of the story.
Oh my God,
You're not part of the
Doug,
lore.
you're gay, Doug.
No, Doug is, what if devils may cry? What if the
Oh
devils
my
were right?
gosh, that's
What
so
if-
cringy.
What if the devils were right?
I gotta tell you, that's pretty disappointing because Castlevania was awesome. So when I heard about it, I thought that maybe we were just gonna get a whole batshit tour of awesome.
But don't take my word for it. It's on Netflix. Watch it.
Ninja Gaiden or Devil May Cry? Which is the better hack and slash game? That's a good question.
Ninja Gaiden.
I love Ninja Gaiden too.
Okay, you're feeling with nostalgia.
Yeah. Dang, that's a good question.
Yeah, and you know what? You can go on, I've been on it, gamesarcade.com. I don't know. It's a giant emulator site, and you can play web game, all types of games on your browser. I was playing some Ninja Gaiden on my phone the other day.
I remember playing.
Ooh, that's cool.
Just type in a game. Like, it's just amazing. I was playing like arcade wrestling, WWF, like back in the day, the console. Anyway, moving on. I'll put the link somewhere. It's a free site.
Yeah, throw it up.
Awesome.
Throw it
So
up.
me and Mike used to have this mutual friend named Miguel, and every time he played Ninja Gaiden, I said he was playing Ninja Gaiden. Do you remember that, Mike?
I remember
when Miguel's played Ninja Gaiden.
And we all laughed a little bit.
He was playing it. Just because he was playing it. That's all. Yeah. Anyway, it's a good memory.
Game was funny. Game was funny for a while until it wasn't.
Back then, yeah, it still is.
You know what? You're gonna get us canceled. I remember playing Ninja Gaiden. I remember playing Ninja Gaiden with Bradley in my living room, and my mom would make us food while we played Ninja Gaiden. And Bradley was abnormally good at the game, and I sucked because Ninja Gaiden was really hard. Mike, remember
really
JU Ice?
Oh, dude, super hard. And that site is retrogames.cc.
I hate JU Ice. Oh, that game is fucking difficult. Oh. Yeah, but I go Devil May Cry just because Devil May Cry 3 and Devil May Cry 5 are some of the best games I've ever played in my life. And Ninja Gaiden stopped.
I'm saying Devil May Cry because I never played Ninja Gaiden. I only watched you and the fellas play it. But it was a fun game to watch for sure.
That game is hard as balls.
Easily.
Remember you were on the remember that train
I don't like
stage?
Dante.
What? What's not to like about Dante?
Dude, he's a friggin' emo, like, you know, like, for the love of God, man.
He's a bro.
Yes, he absolutely is.
He's a bro. He likes pizza. He goes jackpot.
Coming out of my cage. No, he's emo. He has the hang
emo.
down. He has this.
Thank you.
He has
Dante,
this.
Especially
he's
early
so
Dante.
Do that real quick.
Yeah.
No, do that again, Toots, with the hair. Okay.
Because tonight will be the night that I, you know,
will fall for you over
again.
Sorry.
We had an emo phase. Brian's too old for emo phase, I think. I think it was just, I think we started emo. Actually.
I can see Brian with the black
I
eyelashes.
think Brian just missed it.
Hanging out at cemeteries. I can see that.
No, bro. Rock concert.
I taught you how to drive at the cemetery. Like, dude, we were retarded emo back then.
You ever seen a black man in a black Dickie shirt? Emo. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was listening to Evanescence in the rain, motherfucker.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
Really
you have to be emo for Evanescence. Freaking Amy Lee's amazing.
I know we have 30 minutes left for the show. Wake me up. I know we have 30 minutes left for the show. Shout outs to JoJo. But Bradley mentioned something that's very important, not only to me, but to the channel. And I don't mean to serious this out one more time, but we got to talk about Burn Notice. We got to talk about it.
Ooh, Shinobi. That is another good one.
Shinobi on...
Yeah, you can play that too on retrogames.cc. And just as a last counter before we get to your Burn Notice, Trudy is the one who got me started on this, looking for Miss Pac-Man weeks and weeks and weeks ago. And so, you know, I'm still trying to figure out where we can have a community type of Pac-Man leaderboard type situation, because that would be dope if we could all just play Pac-Man whenever and keep a leaderboard
set that up.
If I still had my Mac, it'd be done. Yeah.
So, I'm working on that as a personal side project. But yeah, retrogames.cc. It's amazing.
Man, I can go for some Captain America and the Avengers right now. That'll help clear my head.
Yeah, that's on there.
The Avengers.
Actually, my go-to system was Sega. Any Sega game, I'm in, man. Fucking loved the Sega Genesis.
They're remaking Lunar.
Yeah.
Bro. Okay.
We're getting an HD version of
Retro what? My pen stopped working.
We're getting a
retrogaming.cc. Okay.
Yep.
Games.
We're getting a HD version of Kid Chameleon. I can't wait. Get to play some Kid Chameleon, dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's go, Mike. Burn notice. Burn notice slander. So Bradley, just talk to me, because I'm on an island with this burn notice thing. I understand that. But now it's an island of two. There was one, and then there was another one, and we made two. So tell me, what made you like burn notice, Bradley? We're gonna move on to another topic until you respond. What made you like it? So I don't feel alone.
He watched it and he's in.
He watched it and
he loves it. Yeah.
Burn notice.
Turns
out, Mike's not crazy.
Wow.
Michael Weston was a spy, but then he got burned, and he has to figure out how he got burned.
Season 1, 2, and 3, please.
I'm not.
Then come back.
Bradley, did you see the episode where Fiona gets kidnapped on purpose with the other broad, Sarah? That's the only episode I liked, because that's the one I was actually legit paying attention. I wasn't watching it by any means. In protest, I was literally turned the other way on my phone in protest, but I was listening to it. It was actually pretty good.
In protest. What did they say in that episode?
You were there. You saw. My back was this way.
Hey.
I was not watching that shit. But no, it wasn't bad.
Hey, guys. hey.
Bye.
Where there's smoke, there's Fiona. Where there's smoke, there's Fiona.
I like her. That's the thing. I like the show because I have a soft spot for her. She's such a cute character. She's a feisty little broad. You know what I mean? Like, I like her. She's so funny to me. But she's also intelligent.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's such a unique character. She's not just hot, because she's not hot. She's pretty, but she's not hot. She's not a sexy sex symbol. She's just what I would think to be. She's the perfect Hollywood version of a private eye or an agent. That's what I think she is. She's a very well written character.
She's very utilitarian. She's like a spunky little Terminator. You know what I mean?
Well, isn't the narrator Matt, or whatever the fuck the guy's name is, though? Isn't he the narrator?
There's such a cool thing about the narration of this show, and I'll spoil this because this is the only real spoiler that it has nothing to do with really of the major plot lines. He does narration throughout the entire show, talking about his thought process, how he's going to approach situations, spycraft, stuff like that. And he's talking to his future nephew that he's raising at the very end of the show. And he's telling him about his life, and the narration is him talking to his future nephew.
It's how I met your mother.
It's the cutest thing. It's the cutest thing in the world. It's like, that's why we've been hearing this man's voice this entire time. He's not talking to us. He's talking to what's the name of his nephew? Matt or something like that. You know? Yeah, I love that show. I love it to death. I'm gonna get a podcast going about that at some point in my life. It's gonna be great.
The Burn Bros. You'll have Twilight Bros and you'll have Burn Bros.
Twilight Bros.
You and Bradley can do it. Bradley, you're hired.
Bradley, you're hired. Shake my hand. Look me in the eye. Shake my hand. Anything else? Anybody? Wash. What have you digested this week? The last few weeks. It don't matter at this point. We've been out for a little bit.
Dude, all right, yeah, I gotta talk about it because it's so freaking random. So there's a book called Tatooine Ghost, and the cover is Leia and Han Solo.
Is this the one you did a review on?
No, it is not the one. That is.
Then I take back my clap.
Yeah, no, this is just something random. And I judge this book by its cover, and it has Chewbacca on the back because it looks like it's going to be a terrible book.
Ass.
This book is freaking awesome. Essentially, what this book is, legends mind you, is Leia and Han end up going to Tatooine looking for an Alderaanian painting, which in itself is awesome. But of course, Leia ends up walking through all of Anakin's like moments and Shmi's moments. And so it builds upon what happened. And I'll spoil it because I can't imagine most people are going to read it. But she goes to where Anakin killed the Raiders.
The Tusken Raiders.
Yes. Do either one of you, by any chance, have a guess on how many Tusken Raiders Anakin
He cleared
Legends killed there?
He cleared the village. It was like what?
No less than 400.
No less than like
He
yeah.
It's a terrible number.
She found between 1 and 300 skulls,
Yeah.
like in a pile.
He was there for like 30 minutes.
Dude, and I was like, my mouth was just floored. And so it really just built upon like that whole thing. And
That's
you got to
fucking
see
terrifying, dude. That's
What?
terrifying.
8
So take that
He
image.
gets insane.
Think episode
Dang, dude.
1, right? Or episode 1, episode 2, when that happens. And then think about the rest of like episode 3. And like, you're looking at them and you're like, oh, now I see why you're so upset.
Hey.
I kind of feel guilty. I can't sleep at night.
How old was Anakin in episode 2? Like 16,
17 to 19, somewhere up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
17 to 19. So he's pretty much a teenager, pretty much like a late teenager, right?
Yeah.
And he goes in and clears not just the Tusken Raiders, but the women and the children. He clears the entire village of, you're saying, like 300 bodies, right?
Yeah.
And ranging in age and effectiveness, right? And that wasn't and nobody knew because he just went out there and did it. And nobody followed up. Nobody researched it. Nobody, hey, man.
Ironically, Kitster, his best friend from episode 1, knows because, like, everybody kind of found out because the Tusken Raider who, like a word got back and the Tusken Raiders were, like, explaining what happened. And they were, like, wielding a sword and people who knew Anakin became a Jedi were
Put
like,
two and two together.
yeah, that's our buddy. But, and I'm quoting, it was his mom, man.
As somebody who just lost his mom, would I kill like 300 people if I thought they had something to do with it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that on live television, but I feel for the guy. I feel for the guy.
Brian, if we thought Mike was a Sith before any life events actually happened and came to pass, I think we're in first. I think we're in for it.
Hey guys, I'm gonna quote the Joker here.
I think
all it takes is one bad day.
Ooh.
One bad day. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
And
hey,
the last thing I consumed was Adamfall on Xbox, which is a survival open world RPG, get your ass kicked type of scenario, and it's British, which is always cool to be in other countries, games based in other countries, not necessarily United States, just because they're made differently. You know what I mean? Like
cool.
The voice acting's different, but things got great reviews and it's quite a bit of fun. Looks like many hours, but yeah, we're gonna get there. So,
I want to mention this. You mentioned games with abnormal atmospheres that you don't get to play in often. I downloaded a game on Xbox Live, Xbox Game Pass, whatever it's called, that I've been meaning to boot up, and it's called South of Midnight, and it's a new game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? It's based.
Watch the trailer.
It looks
really good. I sent it to the chat a few weeks ago. You guys, no one responded, but Jar Jar Binks, he voiced one of the characters, and I sent that to the chat, and I'm sure no one's like at the time, like, why is he? Yeah, it's just Brian.
I didn't see it.
Weird Star Wars stuff. You know what I mean? And
we're used to that.
We love you. No, but
that I missed. Hey, wait, what did Bradley ask?
Legends means it's not canon, right?
Legends means that it's not
Correct.
canon.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But that's a slippery slope, B, because they're making Legends
now
things canon.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Darth Revan
now we
back
are.
there,
Yeah.
Darth Revan there wasn't canon, but he's now canon.
I mean, Thrawn wasn't canon.
Thrawn wasn't canon.
The entire Thrawn thing wasn't canon. They literally were like, "Yep, you're
You can
coming
go
over here
yeah,
now.
You're cool. Get in.
You can graduate."
Yeah, you've
Mhm.
The
graduated.
big leads, pal.
What's going on, Nick? How you doing, good sir? Nick's here. Nick Deemer is in the chat.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Very
Spared
nice.
no expense.
Nice. Right.
Anybody ever listen to Kobe Christ?
Oh, shout out one more thing. Will Smith,
Apparently
new
bad.
new music. I can't think of the name. It's dope. House
No
something
shit.
or other. Yes, bro. Will Smith is back, and I'm so excited because
Wait, what is he doing?
We rock
free.
the house.
He's on.
He like has the new CD out. He's about to go on
Okay.
tour. Like his
I
video
see you,
is all over
William.
Facebook. Yeah.
And you
Get
can't-
jiggy with it.
and you can't test
I'm not
either.
mad at him. Well, he's fucking talented as shit. Like there's so many people that hate on it, but you know what? They also hate on Limp Bizkit, and now Limp Bizkit is one of the biggest memes, like in the most positive way ever. So you know what? Screw you
Hey.
guys.
Story.
Yes, let's go. I'm with it.
Will Smith was the reason I wanted to become an actor. I saw Will Smith and I went, you know what? I can do that. I can
Aw,
do that. And
I
he
love
did
that
it so
story.
well. So yeah. Even though he's
Wait, what movie was it? Or what was it that made you realize that?
I've
What
been
was it
I've
that
been a
you were
Will
watching?
Smith fan since literally like 1988 when
Parents
we
just don't
rocked the house came
understand.
out.
Do.
That was the
Yeah.
second album. The first
I know.
album.
That's my
yes.
first.
yeah, dude. So actually, I could probably still sing that entire album front to back if I just had a quick cue of a word or two.
I can't
Man.
anymore, but yeah, I used to be. It was such a good one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Take
so
it from me. Parents just don't understand.
I used to
Nightmare on
be-
Elm Street's on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did rap about Freddy Krueger. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
I'm the Princey now. Ha, 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 ha.
You do a really good Freddy Krueger, by the way. Just so you know.
I was thinking about doing a Freddy rewatch. For some reason, I've been really thinking about getting back into like just going through the whole thing. It's been years.
Bon
Oh,
appetit,
I think I have
bitch.
some trading cards. That's what it was. I have some Freddy trading cards.
Welcome to prime time, bitch. Sorry, I need to get all that out. It's Tourette's syndrome.
Hey, that was really good too, by the way. Yeah, that was really good.
I love Freddy.
What did you guys think of the Warshak Freddy? Because I fucking loved it.
The remake.
Yeah, the
It was
remake. I
creepy.
loved it.
creepy. It was super creepy.
It was so good. And Warshak did a
think I
good job
saw
to
it.
me at playing Freddy. Like
He said-
I think it was one of the very first movies that like totally changed and redirected us in a different way, only because the actor changed, because Robert Englund is so iconic, right? So, but yeah, man, I think he killed it in that role. What are you laughing at?
No,
you
it's just the most Bradley thing ever. He said, "Well,
What'd he
gotta
say?
He said you got to give it to Will. He said you got to give it to Will Smith, Limp Bizkit, and cannabis. Why cannabis, Doug? Cannabis has nothing to do with either of those two guys. It's like the most Bradley
No,
thing
no.
ever.
But
No, he's right.
Will does swear in this, and I've heard two songs. He is swearing in them.
Ooh.
So yeah, but so he broke his mold. I mean, that was what he was
Does
doing.
he-
In fact, he says it. Oh, it's so
Does
good. You
he
need to listen to it.
aggressively request someone to keep his wife's name out of their fucking mouth?
He better.
He does
Because he
address
has
it.
sworn
At
before.
least once. He better.
He does address it.
Has Will Smith awakened his devil
That's cool.
trigger?
That's cool.
Is this Will Smith and Devil Trigger?
Oh my. Oh
Yeah.
no.
You know what's funny? You mentioned Limp Bizkit, Toots. Guess what song is the opening of every single episode of Devil May Cry animated series?
Break
Netflix?
something. Break
Keep
Break
stuff.
rolling,
stuff?
keep rolling, rolling.
Ah, oh god, that's
Keep
terrible.
rolling,
Ugh.
rolling.
That's a good song, but I can't imagine that for a Devil May Cry anything. So
Has
no,
nothing to do
that's
with Devil
terrible.
May Cry.
That is
series
literally Undertaker's. That Undertaker didn't he come into that, or oh wait, maybe it was American Badass.
American Badass Undertaker.
But anyway, I'm pretty sure it was a wrestling opener for somebody.
that
so
series
yeah,
is
that's
that
funny.
series is such anal bee juice, Doug. I can't do with any of it.
Ugh, God.
God. Ugh.
I don't know. I don't know. You made me watch Lord of Illusion, so I can't imagine anything worse than
You're
that.
better
I
for
mean,
it
I
because
will probably take Devil May Cry
you know
over
about the Lord of
Lord of
Illusion now,
Illusion.
so you're like in a special club.
Lord of Illusions,
Yeah,
tits up the ass.
yeah,
Lord of the Illusions. I
yeah,
mean, it's yeah.
yeah,
He's saying yeah, like it's
yeah.
like oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Okay, let's talk Daredevil before we end this evening together, which I don't want to. Just so you guys know.
Speak your mind, sister. Speak your mind.
I don't have any. Okay. So I'm with Brian. In that like it's not the greatest. I know what a well written show is supposed to actually have. Daredevil is trying really hard to have depth. You know how you made me watch the first season of Daredevil, right?
You watched the first
Dude,
episode of the first season.
that very first episode alone had way more meat in it than every episode in the series that we're watching now. Like that's easy. That's a fucking hands down easy thing to notice. On the other hand, I agree that this Daredevil show is a good show considering that they just keep putting out shit water like one after another where we have to wait for a really good episode of something and then like watch fucking 5 episodes of shit before the really good episode of something. Daredevil at least this season has something to look forward to in every episode. um, a lot of people are saying it's a slow burn. I don't think it's that slow of a burn. I think it's an expected burn. Oh, why hasn't he put the suit on yet? Why hasn't he blah, blah, blah? Like, I
He's
think
going through
everything that's
something.
happening would be happening in real life. He's going through some shit. Exactly. I don't know. I'm very mixed because yes, it is mid. Yes, it could be written better. Yes, it's just surface level entertainment. At the same time, there's been so much way worse waste of time things that have been put out by Disney, and this is not one of them. It just isn't one of them. It's not
Uh,
one of the waste of time. It
but
does have some meat on the bones for sure.
but is that good enough though? I don't think that's good enough. I have something to say, but watch
Not
go.
for true fans, and
And
I'm
the
not a
only
true fan.
I just want to
You
throw
know what I
this in
mean?
here for your rebuttal, Mike,
Yeah.
for my purposes. Was this show written to bring Daredevil the show back, or was this show made to bring Daredevil into the Marvel universe, or that universe into the Marvel universe?
I would say because he's always been in the MCU. That's one thing that people get. It's not anyone's fault because it's confusing. All the Netflix stuff, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, all of those characters are in or have always been in the MCU. They've just been over there, and not really interacting what's going on over here. So they've never been excluded from the Iron Mans, but but it's just like it's like for Happy Days and the spinoffs of Happy Days. They can't really talk about Happy Days, but we're still in Happy Days. You know what I mean? And it is to bring back that fire because me and Toots were hanging out and we were waiting for Daredevil, the new episode to come out. We would have had like an hour. I was like, Toots, you just want to watch? Let me just show you the first episode of the first season of the Netflix show, so you know where this is coming from. And like she said, that first episode is freaking gangbusters. It's doing action. You get to see Matt's motivation. You see him as a child. And I can only imagine her experience watching this without any of that other history of the show. And that's not her fault because it's like this show is expecting you to have known all that stuff, to know his history. So it's going to seem more boring because they're not building anything. It's just another moment in Matt's life, but you're not getting to really know Matt like you are in the first season of Daredevil, the second or third, first season, and all that.
I just want to say
that's crazy.
That thing you said there with they're not building anything. That's a big sentence, and Lady Odin is talking about like it get to the point, like storytelling. And I guess this is where I come in at, and kind of why I tapped out is simply because I don't want to say it's formulaic in its nature, but it very much to me seems way more like a CW type of show
Ooh, he hit the nail on the head.
than
I agree.
what I was expecting. And I got that feel like 2.5 episodes in, and I was like, you know
You know
what?
what it is? You know what it
I agree with
is?
I would agree with Brian
I
a
totally,
1,000% on that.
and it's tough because, and I'm not trying to shoot bail for the MCU. Brian, I tell you, I've been the most critical of what they've done in the last 5 years as anybody. But it's anytime they try to step out the box and do something weird, it gets shot down. Anytime they try
That's
to
true
step
too.
out of the box and do
I
something
like
out left
Ant-Man
of
2 or
center.
3, whichever one that was. I'm a big fan of that movie.
Did
Everyone
you like?
else hates it.
Did you like?
She-Hulk is trash.
Yeah. Did you like Miss
It's
Marvel?
trash.
Did you like Miss
She-Hulk is
Marvel?
fucking trash.
Actually, yeah, I did like Miss Marvel. It took me a long
I
time to
love Miss
watch, but
Marvel
once I watched it, I
because it was
liked
different.
Miss Marvel. I didn't have a
It's
problem
like
with it.
it's like
I agree 1,000. Look, man, the perfect example, honestly, and I just mentioned this to Mike the other day. Apple TV makes the most amazing original written content out there. Nobody is on Apple TV. We complain and bitch about how much we want new content, original ideas. We're not watching them. We're not picking them up.
nope.
I don't think
That's kind of what I was trying
I
to
don't
say. That's kind of what I was
I
trying to
agree.
say.
Yeah, no, yep,
Yeah.
that's for sure. We are not, as much as we want it, we're not ready for it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But and you know, I know we're getting a little short in time to be going in this type of direction of a conversation, but it
I'm
comes
here all
back
night,
to
guys.
storytelling. Like, what type of story are you telling? And sure, Apple TV, they got some great writers. They have a bad marketing department, right?
Thank you,
For
brother.
sure.
Netflix
Thank you,
has
brother.
a ton of money, and Netflix continuously outputs subpar content. It is not our fault as a consumer to go, hey, Devil May Cry is trash, bro. What is this?
But the problem,
Right? That's
yeah.
not
But the
that's not unfair.
but the problem is that Netflix was the blueprint of all these other streaming services. They laid out the foundation of how to do it. You know, Disney Plus is not an original idea. Neither is Max or Paramount Plus or Peacock or whatever. You know, it was Netflix's blueprint to put out as much shit as possible, throw it all against the wall and see what sticks. Oh, people like to seem to love Stranger Things. Here's 18 Stranger Thing clones, and they all suck. You know what I mean? And
For
Marvel,
sure. Yep.
yeah, I like Prime Video too. Watch Reacher. Um, and Marvel is kind of suffering from that in double whammy because it's like people love this comic book shit, and we can kind of just throw anything out. They'll complain, but they'll watch it. At the same time, we're just gonna put out the same cookie cutter stuff because that's what sells.
And
And
I
if it
also just want to
sells,
shout out
keep selling it.
Max in the DC, whatever, the monster,
Yeah,
dude, that's
Future
completely
Commandos.
new. I loved it. Freaking fantastic. HBO Max is getting it. So my question, I guess, comes down to, like, you know, Marvel. Like, whose rules are you playing by? Good storytelling or like your streaming service? Because your Daredevil show comes off like CW, and
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents on it.
I feel
He's
it.
absolutely right.
I can't argue
He's
that.
absolutely 1,000. It is a CW show.
Yeah.
If CW, do they exist? I
No,
don't remember if real
No, they
CW
got
CW
died.
exists
sold.
Yeah,
anymore.
they got sold and
Yeah,
died.
No shit.
Yeah.
What are
yeah.
they now?
Syndication.
Oh, it's just
It's
gone. It's just dissolved.
I
Channel. It's
I
Channel
don't
Okay.
know,
5.
but
It's just Channel 5 now. It's just
uh,
old reruns and
God, do you remember before even CW, it was WB. Before that, it was KTLA. Like
KTLA.
that channel
WB.
has gone through some shit
That and Channel
on the
13.
WB.
That
Remember
in
the frog? Remember the
remember
frog
you
for WB?
remember
Parker's.
WB frog.
remember
The
UPN?
Parkers were on. Yep.
Toots.
UPN. Parkers were on UPN. Parkers
Oh,
were on
you
UPN.
can.
Yes.
I will buy you a
Yeah.
car if you tell me what
Yes.
UPN stands for.
Underpaid Negroes.
I owe you a Jetta. I owe you a Nissan. I owe you a Volkswagen
We all
Jetta.
knew. We all knew.
Uh,
Yeah, that's exactly what it stood for.
Underpaid
Yes.
Negro.
Yep.
Oh, you killed. You know
That's
what?
true.
If you guys didn't know already, Toots is invited to the cookout. You know what I'm saying? Just know that. Just knowing that,
Well, of course.
you know,
Come on, you guys.
just know that Yu-Gi-Oh used to come on Channel 5, dog. She knew that shit quick,
Yeah,
dog.
Yu-Gi-Oh came on Channel 5 Saturday mornings, bro. Remember that shit? And in the afternoons sometimes. Like for a
Card,
brief period, it was coming on in the afternoons. Yu-Gi-Oh.
you
Yep.
remember Card Captor
Yeah.
Sakura, dog? Out of control, dog.
I
See,
only know that because my cousins would watch it, and we were fostering them at the time. So my cousins were all Pokemon'd out, all Yu-Gi-Oh'd out, all Dragon Ball Z'd out. Like that's the only reason why I was ever exposed to it, because my dumbass little cousins liked it.
Bradley,
Yeah.
also,
Anyway,
Bradley, you get one demerit for missing the episode for a Clipper game. Just so you just reminded me.
bro, this bro just came in. Oh, what's up, you guys? I
Hi,
was
Leonard,
watching the Clipper
bro.
game.
I'm with you. You're in. We got a
Sport,
shot, man.
sport.
We got a shot.
Sports. You get one demerit for missing an episode because of a Clipper game. I don't care how good it was.
Sport.
Sports. We got to go to the
That's
Inuit
funny.
Dome one good time. That place looks like it's popping.
It
The,
does. It looks
Yeah.
nice. It's very high tech, but it does look beautiful for
I don't
sure.
like. I don't like that it's named after the Native Americans or the Inuit people. That's kind of weird.
I
It's
don't
like call,
I don't
it's
know
like
if it's that.
I don't. That's like calling it
Is it?
the Black Dome. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what's there? Guess what's at the
Hmm.
Black Dome?
Mike, what is your least favorite word?
You know what? On that note, we've hit our hour
What?
mark. I want to thank everybody for being here because I can't answer that
Wait,
question.
wait. Before you end, I want to say something real quick, okay? I just want to share. I don't care who watches this. I'm not really I don't really, and no disrespect to the audience, I really don't care who's watching now. I just want you guys to know that Michael's mom was and is the absolute one of the absolute most amazing human beings I've ever known in my life. And I'm incredibly lucky to have known her as intimately that I was able to do so, because she's a heart-ached crack, man. She does not let very many people in her life. She was very reserved, very conservative, very quiet, and very shy, but only around those she needed to be shy in front of. Otherwise, she was herself, and she was just the most amazing, most captivating woman, most fascinating human being you'll ever meet, because she was just absolutely intelligent and a woman after my own heart, a woman I've always strived to be like. And I've actually taken several examples of hers. I probably have a lot of her personality in me because of her, because of who she was. Um, I want to tell you guys just a real quick story. When we were 17, a little bit after I met Mike, I met his mom almost immediately after him and I met each other. Um, there was this one time at 17 years old, both him and we went to Hollywood with her, and she was getting a tattoo. So on just this tiny ass whim, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get one too. She actually signed a waiver for me to get a tattoo. She was like, yeah, I'm her mom. We're good. So I did. My very first tattoo I got with Kathy Gerard, and it's one of my favorite memories. I speak about it all the time, actually. My very first tattoo is one of my favorite memories in the world, and I still can't believe this is real. For one, not sure when it's actually going to hit, but every step of the way, I have you, Mike, and I just need it to be publicly known how much I'm so happy and privileged that I actually got to know her the way I do. And yeah, it's going to be a different world now. The world is going to have to fill some voids, but um, she made it possible for us to actually be able to do so. So I love you
I,
guys.
uh, I'm wearing shades for a reason, Nerdiverse. Just so you guys know, I'm wearing
Gay.
shades. What? You can't drop that and then gay. Um, I can't stand you. I'm like Mrs. Costanza. Don't make me cry. You know when she gets the cataracts. Miss Costanza gets the
Yeah,
cataracts surgery, and
yeah.
she can't cry. She just starts screaming at George. Stop talking about it. You're making to make me cry. Um,
Or Lenny, who can't get jigsaws in his eyes.
he can't get jigsaws in his
I'm
eyes.
not supposed to get jigs in them.
I'm
Yeah.
not supposed to
Okay.
get jigs in
All
them.
right.
Just so you guys know, we will be starting a GoFundMe for my mom's funeral procession, so please look out
Oh,
for
that's
that.
right. Yes.
Not any little bit counts to help out the family. You'll see that on the Instagram and stuff. For just these things take time.
For
It
sure.
just happened. Friday. I lost my mom on Friday. Not last Friday. Not TGIF Friday. It was a different kind of Friday. And we'll be sending that out to you guys. Thank you for the kind words, Toots. I would go into mom stories, but I will literally just break down, and I don't want to do that on a live channel. So I'm going to just keep those in the heart and keep those to my friends and my close family. And we'll talk soon. On that note, before we close out this episode, any final thoughts to the Nerdiverse? Because you may not see us for a little bit as we heal and find a new normal. Any final thoughts for a little while from any of you before we close this bad boy out?
Nope. All good here.
Dependable Wash.
Same.
This man. Dependable Toots. This woman. Dependable Mike. This dude. Okay, last question before we go. Are you excited to wear Depends and just totally give up the ghost? or is that something you're dreading? Like, man, now I gotta do
No,
this.
I'm not dreading it, and I'm not excited for it, but I'm prepared for it.
Because I'm kind of excited for it. Not that I'm wanting it. That day is long from me, you know. But
man,
fuck, bro.
But not
tomorrow morning. You can go out and get yourself some Depends and put those things on and do whatever you like to,
it's
man.
Too soon.
Like,
you know, it's like when you're a little kid. No,
you don't have to wait for an appropriate time.
I'd rather die.
Do what you want, man. So I'm just here to give you permission.
I'd rather die.
Live your life, bro.
If I'm wearing Depends, that's between me and God. You guys can't judge me.
Well, you just put it out there, so
I'm just saying.
Right? He literally just admitted that he's willing to shit himself in old age.
I just want to be supportive.
It's just one less thing to worry about. That's all I'm saying. It's just one less thing to worry about. Oh no, I'm in the car. I can't let that shit go, bro. You're fine.
Start tomorrow.
Good.
You might.
It comes for us all, baby. It comes for us all.
Oh shit!
Why fear what I can't control? And you can't control incontinence.
You cannot control
Metamucil. Sponsor.
Pelvic floor exercises might help. Sphincter exercises might help.
Masturbation.
Kegels. I do Kegels all the time. Can guys do Kegels? Look at Brian.
Yeah. The smart ones do. Brian, I know you do Kegels, bro.
Guys do Kegels, right?
Yeah, we got to.
How do you Kegel as a fella?
You make your balls go
I'm
up
doing
and
them
down.
right now.
No, I'm
doing them right now.
You can make your balls jump with your mind. And that's how you Kegel. You built that pelvic floor.
All right. Right? There's literal exercises you can just hey, pelvic floor.
There is no ew. This is men's health. We're adults. We need to talk about this stuff.
For sure. I agree. How's your prostate?
Great. My prostate's great.
Okay.
I masturbate all the time. You're supposed to masturbate.
Oh my God.
Masturbation brings out good prostate
healthy.
health. It's healthy for you.
It is healthy.
So you hear that, guys? You just got my permission.
Healthy.
Rub one out tonight. You got it. Your body will thank you. You got to clear that out. Clear it out.
Your body will thank you.
You're
not saying wrong things. You're just saying them wrong.
Welcome to the life of Michael Gerard. First time I've ever name dropped my full government. If you guys wanted to know who I was, you could have found me. It's stupid. Brian is completely speechless. He wants nothing to do with this conversation.
Poor Brian.
I'm so sorry, Brian. I'm sorry. Let's close this one out. He's just totally checked out. Look at this. Sorry, man. But you understand, right, Brian? As a man, you got it, right? You know what to do. You know how to keep yourself healthy.
Check your prostate.
Check your prostate. We're at that age.
That's it.
Don't put your garbage. Put out your garbage.
Put out your garbage. Give a garbage.
Give a garbage. Put out your garbage.
Give a garbage.
That has been MOTN Live. I'm, of course, been your host, Mike G. Please say a prayer for me and my peoples. God knows we need it. Thank you all for your time. And we're going to go ahead and close this one out on the most ridiculous conversation ever. Thank you, and MOTN.